Okay, ready? Make sure you put phones away, okay? They're not helping right now. Polygons. It's a closed shape. All of our shapes are closed, right? They have the same number of sides and angles. Okay? Not terribly important, but I will mention it. There's convex and concave. Think of it caving in. Then it's a concave polygon, but we don't deal with those. Okay? So don't worry about that too much. This part you do have to know. The regular versus irregular. Let me just make sure I'm on the same page as you guys. Regular. How do you know a shape is regular? Two criteria. All angles are equal. What's the other way for equal? Congruent. This is page 50. All angles are congruent. And another criteria, all sides are equal. Congruent. Guess what? If you don't meet the criteria, you are in the other camp. The other camp is irregular. Okay? So the easiest thing to do is know what makes a shape regular, and if it's not, or else, dun dun dun, right? You are irregular. So that's as simple as, I'm just going to leave it at that. Make sure you have that on your study sheet. If they ask you, is a square a regular polygon? All of our shapes are polygons. But now we're going to deal with more than 4 sides. Okay? Yes, a square is a regular polygon because all 4 sides are the same. All angles are 90, right? What about a rhombus? All 4 sides are the same, but not all angles are the same, right? A rhombus is slightly slanted, so a rhombus would not be. Okay? So equilateral triangle is, because what are the angles again? 60, 60, 60, right? Square. Yes, all sides are the same and they're all 90s. This is an isosceles. Would it be fair to put isosceles under the irregular camp? Yes, because only 2 sides are the same. Only 2 angles are the same. Off you go to the irregular. Okay? Rectangle. 2 sides, right? Sides are the same, these are the same, but they're not all the same. Okay? Rectangle would also fail. Okay? However, think about it this way. Does the rectangle pass the all angles are equal test? Yes, all angles are 90, but not all the sides are the same. So I will actually make a note. All angles are congruent, check, but not all sides. Therefore, irregular. Did I ever tell you that the 3 dots in math is therefore? Just remember, all need to be the same. Angle, sides, and if not, you're irregular. Okay, properties. All polygons have interior and exterior angles. I'm going to use a different color for this one. Remember this one. Interior and exterior angles are supplementary. They add up to 180 degrees. Here is a polygon. How many sides does it have? Okay, what I'm trying to do here is make sure you count properly, guys, because some students rush and they miss one. So I put a check mark on the one I start counting on, That's 1, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 sides. And that is equal to n for us. N is the number of sides when it comes to polygons. I'm going to give you formulas in a bit, and n stands for the number of sides. Okay? Okay. Follow me here. Is this a regular polygon? It doesn't look, okay, so that it would not be. But it has 5 interior angles here. So let's label this I and make one of these there. That's 1 interior angle. Where's the exterior angle, you think? On the outside. Okay. So this is how you find the exterior angle. Pick any side that meets at that corner. I'm going to pick this side. I'm going to put my ruler against it and just make a dashed line that kind of comes off of it. Okay. And there you have your exterior angle right there. Can you tell that they add up to 180? Right? Doesn't it look like a straight line? Straight line. And so it stands to reason that interior plus exterior is always equal to 180 degrees. And from this, there are 2 formulas. Exterior is 180 minus I, if you want to know the exterior angle, or you can use interior angle is 180 minus the exterior angle. So it goes either way. How many interior angles do you think there are? Well, let's count. I. So there's 5. 5 interior angles. How many exterior angles you think? 5. So you just go like this. There's an E right there. Keep traveling. There's an E right there. E right there. E right there. So there's 5 exterior angles. So I wanted to make sure you understand the number of sides coincides with the number of interior angles, and which coincides with the number of exterior angles a polygon has. And this is a very cool property right here. I want you to highlight this part. The sum of exterior angles is always going to be 360 degrees. Regardless of regular or irregular, regardless of the number of sides. Doesn't matter. Study sheet. So what is this saying? That if you were to add up the exterior angles, it's always going to add up to 360 degrees. Are you listening to this part? It doesn't matter if the polygon has 1,000 sides. Doesn't matter. If you were to add up the exterior angles all around it, you would always end up with 360 degrees. Okay? That's a pretty cool property. Now off to the formulas. What does it spell? What does it spell this way? Are you psyched about it? I know I tried. It's not. I tried. I have to do something, right? Here's the good news, okay? Okay, the good news is these formulas are on your formula sheet. So do you need to take up space on your study sheet? If you don't have enough space anymore, I would say no, because they're right here. Before you panic, look at the only variable that you need to know for all of them is n. What does n stand for? Number of sides. Just count the number of sides, guys. Or if they tell you a 7-sided polygon, calculate this. Oh, interior, exterior angle. Which one do you want me to do? Just plug in n into that and then you're good to go. Okay? So you don't need to copy this onto your study sheet. You just need to know what they are. Okay? Okay, let's talk about this. What does S stand for? The sum of interior angles. Okay? The sum of interior angles means all the interior angles combined. All interior angles combined. Okay? I, the interior angle. It calculates the measure of each interior angle. What's the only difference between the previous formula and this one that I just gave you here? What are you dividing n minus 2 times 180 by? By n, by the number of sides. So you're going to find out what each individual interior angle measure is. Central angle. C stands for the central, each central angle. E, you will figure out the measure of each exterior angle. And D calculates the number of diagonals that can be drawn. Do you see that picture there that I have? Those are the diagonals. Square, so you could actually use this and figure out how many diagonals can be drawn for a square. We know it's 2. Listen carefully. The province, you're with me, right? The province will say sketch or calculate the number of diagonals. Please don't sketch, because if you're off by even 1, you lose the marks. Like I have to actually count every one, and if you miss one, you're done. Okay? So just calculate, because if you make a mistake there, you still get partial marks. Okay? So diagonals is that. Grab a different color highlighter, and I want you to understand that ice only works for regular polygons. But you know what? The province has pretty much always given you regular polygons. So I'm not too worried about that. But I do have to tell you that. Because you're assuming, right? What did I tell you? All exterior angles always add up to, look at where my pencil is. They always add up to 360. And what are we dividing it by? The number of sides. So you're assuming every single angle is the same, right? That's why that is. Do you also notice central angle and exterior angle have the same formula? Right? So that's kind of coincidence. Let's calculate that and then I'll explain them a bit more. Let's go over here. Label interior, central, exterior, then calculate this. One interior angle, just label it. Just go like this and put an I there. Okay? That is one interior angle. You get a mark for that. 1 year, that was it. Like, label one interior angle. Exterior angle, you pick any corner. I'm going to pick this one here. And I'm going to go off of like that, and that's exterior right there. Please don't do this. That is not exterior. You have to pick one of the sides. Like if you want to pick this side, just keep traveling out the same direction, and that's your exterior angle right there. This would be wrong if you go off like that. It's not right. and a central angle. What do you think of when you think of central? Center, put a dot right in the middle, and make a pizza slice. So you go to one corner, you go back to the center, and go to the corner right next to it. So it should only span one of the sides, okay? This right here, folks, what you get here, that angle is called the central angle. Would it make sense to you that we're going 360 divided by the number of sides? Wouldn't it make sense to do that? Because 360 is a full circle, and we're dividing it by one side. Okay. So let's calculate them. What is n? N is the number of sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5 sides right there. So let's go in that order. Sum of interior angles would be n minus 2 times 180 degrees. N is 5, right? So you just go 5 minus 2 times 180. Please don't rush. Get this right. It's 3 times 180. And that, if you just use your calculator, you get 540 degrees. This number is always going to be the larger number. Because what are you figuring out here? That all of these ones here, every single interior angle, if you add them all up, all 5 of them, you end up with 540. The more sides you have, the bigger this number gets. It gets into thousands if you get big enough, okay? Let's finish this. Interior, the measure of just one of them. It calls for this formula. Okay? So we're just going to use it. N is 5, so it's 5 minus 2 times 180. For some reason, students on the exam put a 2 here quite often. This is N. N is 5. And then just clean it up. 5 minus 2 is 3. And then divide it by 5. So if you grab your calculator, you go 3 times 180, divide it by 5. So it's 108 degrees. Just one, right? Each interior angle. Okay. So if you put all 5 of them combined, you get the 540. But if you just want A, like one interior angle, it's 108. So it's basically this divided by 5. Okay. Next, central angle. It's 360 divided by n. C is 360 divided by 5. Central angle is 72 degrees. That's it. If you have a highlighter that you can match, it's this one right here. That angle right there is the central angle. There are 5. There are 5 central angles, folks. Each of them is 72 degrees all around this. Okay. Exterior angle. It's the same formula. What do you think you're going to get if you're using the same formula? Same answer. Okay. What color can I use? I'm going to use this one. This one here. What do all 5 of the exterior add up to? 360. Exterior angles always add up to 360. Which 2 added up to 180? Interior and exterior. See? Let's make that connection. I'm going to use a red pen. This one and this one. Sum of 180. So that's what you want to see. That your interior and exterior add up to 180. Last but not least, the diagonals. We're going to end up with this. It calls for n It's a lot of work, but you usually don't need to do all of them. This is if you, see this one is divided by 2, see that? So we'll go what? N is 5 times 5 minus 3, don't rush this. Five minus 3 is 2, divided by 2. Let me bring this up for some of you that are back row. 5 times 2 is 10, divided by 2 is? It's not, please don't make the assumption that, oh, 5 sides, 5 diagonals. It's not true. It's just coincidence, okay? As you pack, if you don't want to copy this down, that's fine. But look at this. There's a diagonal here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. No, sorry. 5 right here. Yeah, it's a star. So there are 5 diagonals in there. Please don't sketch. I will say this. Guys, listen to this part. Listen to this. I just want you to, on page 52, do those 3 questions there. There's a diagram, one where I tell you how many sides, and this one. Julian and Kenny, just 1 second. Angle C. Listen to this thing. Angle C, what do we call that angle? What name would we give this? This is angle C, like we labeled it C, but what do we call it based on our notes today? Exterior angle. This is an exterior angle. What is this one? What's that one?
C1.
See how there's 2 sides? You gotta cut it here. That's a central. So what will be, how will you find those 2 central angles? I tricked you a little bit.
Yeah, it's gonna
I feel kind of bad. No, just make sure, oh, there's 2 sides, can't be. A pizza slice, you can't cheat and grab 2 slices. 1 slice only. Right? So you gotta do this 1 side, slice it up. That's your central. All right?